Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the studio.
Hello, hello. Great to have you with us for another deep dive into the beautiful, chaotic mess that is the English language. I'm Emma.
And I'm Leo. And today, Emma, we are talking about a word that is small, deceptively simple, and honestly, it's a bit of a cheat code. If you were stranded on a desert island and could only take 10 English verbs with you, this one would have to be at the very top of the list.
I know exactly which one you mean. It's the three-letter powerhouse, get.
Exactly. I've noticed that so many students spent months learning these complex, heavy verbs like obtain, become, comprehend, and arrive. And then they come to London or New York and they realize that we don't use those words half as much as we just use get. It's actually tragic.
It is, and it creates this weird barrier. If you use obtain while buying a coffee, like I would like to obtain a latte, you sound like a 19th century lawyer or a time traveler from the Victorian era. But if you use get, you instantly sound like a friend. So for the next 20 minutes, we are going to show you how this one word can replace about 50% of your vocabulary. But Leo, before we get into the mechanics, we have to look at the history. Why is this tiny word so dominant?
That is the million-dollar question. It's not just random luck. The story of get is actually the story of the Vikings. Etymologically, get comes from the Old Norse word geta. Around 1200 AD, when the Vikings were raiding and settling in northern England, they brought this word with them. It meant to obtain, to reach, or even to beget, as in to create children.
So it's a Viking survivor. That makes sense because it feels very aggressive and direct. It doesn't have the frills of French-derived words.
Right. English is basically a war between two languages. The fancy, intellectual French Latin words we got after 1066, like receive, obtain, ascend, and the gritty, earthy Germanic and Norse words like get, take, and go. And usually the Norse words win in daily life because they are shorter, they are efficient. Get displaced the Old English word begeten almost entirely.
Efficiency is the key word here. We've broken this episode down into the main superpowers of get, and you'll see that every single one of them is about making communication faster. Let's start with superpower number 1, get as obtain or buy.
This is the most common usage, and it's the one that replaces purchase or acquire. Instead of saying, I need to purchase some milk, just say, I need to get some milk. Or, where did you get those shoes?
It works for everything you can physically move or take possession of. Can you get me a glass of water? I need to get a new phone. It's the ultimate shopping verb. But linguistically, Leo, isn't there a subtle difference between getting something and buying something?
There is a massive difference in tone. Buy focuses on the transaction, the money exchanging hands. Get focuses on the result, the possession. If I say, I got a new car, I'm focusing on the fact that I have it now. If I say, I bought a new car, I'm slightly emphasizing the act of paying for it. Get is softer. It's less transactional.
That's a great distinction. It's more about the outcome, which leads us perfectly to superpower number 2, get as become. This describes a change in state.
This is the one that trips up so many learners. In many languages, you have a specific verb for becoming something. In English, we just use get plus an adjective. Instead of it is becoming dark, we say it's getting dark. Instead of I am becoming tired, it's I'm getting tired.
It works for emotions too. Don't get angry. She's getting excited. Or the classic phrase every expat knows, I'm getting used to the weather here.
Oh, that phrase, get used to, is a lifesaver. It replaces the much more formal, accustom oneself to. Nobody says that. I must accustom myself to the rain. No, you just get used to it. Linguists call this the inchoative aspect. It marks the entry into a state. You weren't tired before, but now you are entering the state of tiredness. You are getting tired.
Inchoative. I love that term. It sounds like a sci-fi movie, but it's really just about the process of change. And that process isn't always physical, is it? Which brings us to superpower number 3, get as understand.
This is the cognitive shift. If someone explains a complex math problem to you, you don't say, I comprehend, you say, I get it. It implies the click, the moment the idea lands in your brain.
Or if someone tells a joke and you don't laugh, you can say, I don't get it. It's the most natural way to talk about mental clarity. Do you get what I'm saying? It's so much punchier than do you understand my point?
It's short, it's sharp, and it makes you sound very native. It's almost like you are physically grasping the idea.
In fact, that goes back to the Proto-Indo-European root "gend," which meant to seize or to take. So when you get a joke, you are mentally seizing it.
That is fascinating. We are literally grabbing thoughts with our minds. Okay, superpower number 4, get as arrive.
This is a huge time saver. Instead of "what time did you arrive at the station?" say "what time did you get to the station?" I got home at 6 p.m. When will we get there?
Notice the preposition change, though. We say get to the office, but just get home. We don't say get to home.
Right, because home acts as an adverb there, like get downstairs or get outside. But the key is that arrive sounds like a train announcement. The train will arrive at, but get sounds like a human being moving through the world.
And finally, superpower number 5, get as receive.
I got an email from my boss. Did you get my text? She got a promotion. Again, you could use received, but got is the heartbeat of daily conversation. It's just faster.
So just to recap, we have buy, become, understand, arrive, and receive, all covered by one little word. But Leo, we can't talk about get without diving into the deep end. We need to talk about the grammar of adversity, the get passive.
Oh, this is my favorite linguistic rabbit hole. So in English, we have the standard passive voice with be, like the window was broken. It's factual, it's neutral. But then we have the get passive, the window got broken.
They sound similar, but they feel completely different. If I say he was fired, it sounds like a news report. If I say he got fired, it sounds like gossip.
Precisely. The get passive usually implies two things: informality and adversity. We tend to use it for bad things happening to people. You get fired, you get arrested, you get run over, you get caught. You rarely hear he got awarded a Nobel Prize. You'd usually say he was awarded.
That is so true. I never realized that. So get in the passive voice attracts negativity?
It attracts drama, and sometimes it implies that the subject is partly responsible. If I say he was arrested, he is just a passive victim of the police. If I say he got arrested, there is a tiny, subtle implication that maybe he was doing something stupid to cause it. It's more active, it's messier.
It's the beautiful mess we talked about in the intro. Okay, speaking of messes, we have to talk about the monster, the phrasal verbs.
The nemesis of every English student. Because get is so short, it acts like a magnet for prepositions. Get up, get down, get over, get away, get through, get by. And the meaning changes completely with every single particle.
Don't scare them, Leo. Let's just pick the essentials. What are the 3 absolute must-know get phrasal verbs for survival?
Okay, top 3. Number 1, get along with. If you don't know this, you can't describe relationships. I get along with my sister. It means we have a good relationship. It's so much better than saying we have a harmonious relationship.
Number 2?
Number 2 has to be get over. This is crucial for emotional health. It took me a month to get over that cold. Or he's still trying to get over his ex-girlfriend. It means to recover or move past something difficult.
And number 3? Let me guess, is it work-related?
It is. Get through. I have so many emails to get through today. It means to finish or endure a difficult task. It implies that the task is like a thick jungle you have to hack your way out of.
I feel that deeply. I have about 50 emails to get through after this recording. But Leo, I want to try a little experiment. Let's do a get transformation challenge. I'll say a sentence using formal textbook English, the kind that makes you sound like a robot, and you translate it into natural get English.
I'm ready. My get-dar is fully operational.
Okay, sentence 1. I purchased a new jacket because the temperature was becoming cold.
I got a new jacket because it was getting cold.
See? Instant humanity. Sentence 2. I arrived at the office and received your message.
I got to the office and got your message. Short, punchy, done.
Do you comprehend why he became upset?
Do you get why he got upset?
It's amazing. The formal version is 12 syllables of stiffness. The get version flows like water. But we have to be responsible hosts here. Is there a place where get is not okay? Where should our listeners avoid it?
That is a crucial warning. If you are writing a university dissertation, a legal contract, or a very formal complaint letter, get might be too casual. In academic writing, we value precision over speed. So in an essay, don't write, "the economy got worse." Write, "the economy deteriorated." Don't write, "people get more money." Write, "individuals receive higher wages."
But for 95% of your life, including business meetings, dates, and chats with neighbors, get is your best friend.
It's really about register. Get is the register of connection. Obtain is the register of distance. And I think that's why learners struggle with it. They are taught the distance words first because they are easier to define. Obtain always means obtain, but get changes its mask every 5 seconds.
It's a shapeshifter. But that's what makes English English. We value flexibility. We have this huge vocabulary, over 170,000 current words, but we rely on about 100 of them to do 50% of the work. According to the Oxford English Corpus, get is consistently in the top 5 most common verbs, right up there with be, have, and do.
That stat is wild. Top 5 out of 170,000? It really is a heavy lifter. So, Leo, before we wrap up, I have a challenge for our listeners. I want them to audit their own speech.
I love a good audit. What's the plan?
For the next week, I want you to count how many times you are about to use a fancy Latin verb like receive, arrive, or become. Catch yourself, stop, and replace it with get. See how it changes the rhythm of your sentence. Does it make you feel faster? Does it make you feel less formal?
And tell us in the comments, what is one formal verb you are going to fire and replace with get? I'm betting a lot of people are going to fire arrive.
We'll be checking the comments to see how you're getting on with your practice. See what I did there? Getting on.
You can't stop doing it now. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's everywhere.
It really is. Well, that brings us to the end of our ode to the word get. Leo, thanks for breaking down the history and the mystery.
Anytime. Thanks for tuning in to Leo and Emma English. It's been a blast.
Catch you later, guys. Stay curious.
Peace out.